Jay ignored the street peddler with all his might. Bear in mind, he's already thrown by the fact that he guessed his native tribe right. Then he goes along to freaking speak it. Now, a decoy. The black and white screens reflect the name of the agency in a deeper sense of inclusion. Black and White Inc. was one of the several new ad agencies on Madison Avenue, among a handful more who have rightfully earned the name EAA for Ethnic Ad Agency. Jay has no qualms with that. All he needs is the Jabis. He had gotten a reference from his proud mentor in Nigeria who believed in him. It wasn't blind faith. He worked for every single millifaith, breaking records with winning ad campaigns, initiating an audacity he found through Saatchi called the chutzpah. But then again, all that was still thanks to the man and the universe. It was at Saatchi that he learned that audacious difference must be a given in any creative campaign. Today, edgy concepts are all in Jamiu Otufale's wheelhouse. He busts those things. Sabi had simply told him, I'll do you 3 letters for 3 guys in New York. It was one of those 3 letters that led to Black and White Inc. The Godfather delivered. He kept his promise, that's for sure. How about we do a 3-year contract in first instance? Bob Reeves had asked him almost, as a matter of fact, over 3 years ago. Jay was too thrilled to be forward-thinking at the time. Coming from Africa, getting a job in advertising was a huge breakthrough. Well, he undersold himself, settled for a contract rather than a salary, with benefits. Even though being on contract was typical in the ad world, it was at the time the most rational choice for him. He believed he could negotiate a regular full-time with benefits down the line. Besides, it wasn't as if the pay was extraordinary. It's New York. 3 years ago, he had no clue as to his net value, talk less of negotiating. He was from a region. Now he's global. He's on an international level. Only later did he realize he was good goods, particularly in an environment where niches made riches. 3 years ago, that was a dream. On the other hand, glass half full, he met another dream at the agency, Miriam. He calls her M, not unconnected with his J of a name. Her voice pierced through his mind. There he is, Mr. Freela from Africa. Hey, Em, what's up? You, buddy. The whole agency is in love with you. Jay knew his worth. That's one heck of a good thing about all this. Hey, he mutters with what appears to be modesty, keeping it down so the other cubicles won't hear him. Plain vain, Miriam replies. Don't let it get to your head, she said with the motherly affection of a lioness. Hey, he mutters again, this time loud enough for the other cubicles to hear. Please, let it get to his head. Ginger had wheeled her chair into sight and just had to chip in as usual. Freela from Africa. Jack had also popped his head and declared over the left cubicle wall. Ancestral quality, dramatically concludes the voice of Bob Reeves, the creative director. Nobody saw him coming. But Bob was cool like that. He simply walked past all of them into his office. Win in hand, Jay, win in hand. Don't forget, production meeting at 3 p.m. Aha, closing sounds like 5 or 6. Just remember, it's Booker for dinner and it's on me. Never met an American African foodie like you before. Jay tongue twisted. African Oyibo. Don't worry, I'll get you. Talk to you after work. They winked at each other as she walked off to client services across the hall. Now, at 40, Jay was no spring chicken. His masculinity was very intact, and he knew and knows what a beautiful woman is, to the extent that he understands that it has nothing to do with age or what is seemingly considered beautiful by the world. It's a radiance, it's an energy of warmth and assurance, bordering on security that simply makes A want to be with B almost all of the time, and vice versa. When the source of that personality was busy on the creation of Miriam, extra time was spent on that side of things. At least, so thinks Jay. Miriam, aka M, was just a bundle of sass, knowledge, style, and education, and had a very incredible way of conveying all this effortlessly in a very childlike yet sophisticated way. Now, if you think that's one heck of a description, how about Jay will add to you convincingly that nature added some time on the outside too. Not too tall, ample, like most men from his side of the equator love their women. At about the same age with him, she definitely looks at least 10 years younger. No wrinkles, just sprinkles of fun and energy. The sprinkles were simply delightful. And to think you'd never know when she's going to sprinkle them, that makes it even more exciting. He often thinks about the fact that if he had to settle his funky Niger ass down, he'll be with M. She was of biracial origin. Mom, African American. Dad, mixed. 3 p.m. came pretty fast. Jay's whole conceptual strategy was Afrocentric. The sultry rites of passage of an African bride captured in 45 seconds. The honor and pride as demonstrated in bringing out the beauty of the bride. His copy was poetic. Listen. In her mind, her strength. From her skin, her radiance. On her crown, her hair. On her eyes, her lashes. On her mouth.